Hello everyone and welcome to the Tech Pits, where we learn to be a better system admin. My name is John and today we're covering how to upgrade a Windows Server to a domain controller. In the last video we learned how to deploy a Windows Server 2022 image within vSphere, and that's the VM that we're using today to upgrade to a domain controller. This is a multi-part video, and this is the second and last video in the series, so be sure to watch the first one to ensure that you've not missed any steps. Also, please consider subscribing to the channel, it would be greatly appreciated. Let's get started. Today I'm using VMware Workstation, but we're connecting to the same server that we actually installed with the last video. We will be using the administrator account that was set up as well in the last video. There are a few things we need to do with our brand new server. First, let's install VMware tools. If you're using VirtualBox or another virtualization application, please install those tools as needed. This will take a couple minutes. If your display does not scale correctly, please adjust the resolution as needed and restart after the install is complete. Go ahead and log back into the server using the administrator account. Once the server manager is loaded, you'll see that the roles and server groups updated, and you'll stop seeing the slider bar move at the top, or the loading bar, if you will. Next, we'll change the host name of the server. From the server manager, select local server on the left. Find where computer name is shown and click on the name displayed. Click on change and enter the name of the domain controller. Typically, it is common to include DC in the host name, and best practice is to match the VM name to the host name. I will most likely use this as a lab domain controller, and thus it is called L-TPDC01, which is Lab Tech Pits Domain Controller 1. Click OK, and we will restart later. Let's also change the time zone while we are here. From the server manager, click Local Server, find Time Zone on the right, go ahead and click Time Zone Displayed, and click Change Time Zone. From the drop-down menu, go ahead and click your time zone and click OK. And click OK again. Next, we'll need to set up a static IP. From the server manager, click Local Server on the left, or if it's already selected, go ahead and find Ethernet and click IPv4 address assigned by DHCP. Click on it, then right-click the network adapter and click Properties. From this menu, go ahead and unselect the checkbox next to Internet Protocol version 6. This will not be needed for this tutorial, and it's recommended to typically turn it off for your LAN. Go ahead and click OK, close the box, and now we're going to reopen the property menu again, and go ahead and either double click on Internet Protocol version 4, or click on IPv4 and then click Properties. And select Use the following IP address. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video for networking videos in the future. For now, I'm using 192.168.1.20. And I'll go ahead and verify that this IP address is actually unused. Now your network setup might be different than mine. For this tutorial, I'm going to use 192.168.1.20 with the subnet mask of 255.255.255.0. My default gateway is 192.168.1.1. Yours may be different, and I recommend looking into this before making these adjustments. We do have internal DNS servers here, so I do want to test those out. Otherwise, we'll use Google DNS, which is 8.8.8.8 or 8.8.4.4. If you don't have internal DNS servers and you would like to use Google's or OpenSec or even your internet service provider, you might either want to use theirs, or you can input whatever you want here. As long as it's the DNS server, it should work. Now let's make sure that we can communicate with our network. Go ahead and open Command Prompt or PowerShell, and we'll start by running ipconfig and verifying our IP. You can ping the gateway or DNS server for troubleshooting if you have issues. Otherwise, we'll be verifying that DNS is working by pinging google.com. If all these tests were successful, then you should actually get an IP address from google.com and it'll ping successfully. Then you have successfully assigned a static IP. Now we'll need to install Active Directory Domain Services. From the Server Manager, click Dashboard. Then click Add Roles and Features. Click Next 3 times. Check the box to install Active Directory Domain Services. A box will pop up, click Add Features. Then again, Next 3 times. We will not discuss Azure AD Connect in today's video. Leave a comment if this is something that you're interested in. And if everything looks correct, go ahead and click Install. This will take several minutes. And please restart the server when the install is complete. Once the install is complete and the server is restarted, let's go ahead and log back in. By the way, please leave a comment if you have any questions or if you'd like me to explain something in more detail. Once we log back in using the administrator account, and with the server manager open, in the top right corner, click the flag. You'll see a indicator number there next to the flag. Go ahead and click on the flag and click Promote this server to a domain controller. Select Add New Forest. Of course, if you have an existing forest and you want to add this to that forest, you're more than welcome to as a domain controller. Otherwise, for this instance, we will be creating a forest as well as a domain, because this will be our primary domain controller. The forest for us will be techpits.lab. You can name this however you'd like, whether you want to use your name.local or test.local or test.lab or test.com. It doesn't matter. This is all internal. And as this is a new forest, the function level does not need to be adjusted. But of course, if you wanted to add older domain controllers to it, say for example, Windows Server 2008, you can go back and do so. If you're adding a new domain controller to an older forest, these options may also need to be adjusted. The password for Active Directory Services Restore Mode is very important. Be sure to safeguard it with scrutiny. The NetBIOS name will be the same as the domain. In this instance, it's TechPits. For our installation, we will be using the default paths. You may wish to change these. Prerequisite checks will then run to validate your options before Active Directory Domain Services can be installed and configured on the server. Once all prerequisite checks have passed successfully, you may click on Install within the wizard. This will take several minutes, and the server will require a restart once the install is complete. To log in, we will be using the administrator account, same as before, and you should see the domain displayed next to the username administrator, if the domain was created successfully. The very first thing we will do upon login is open Active Directory Users and Computers, or ADUC for short, to verify our domain. Click the Start menu and find Windows Administrative Tools, then click Active Directory Users and Computers. You can also access this from the Server Management Console. If you click Tools in the top right, then Active Directory Users and Computers. Here we will see our newly created domain. Please create a domain admin account for further use. It is best practice to never use the administrator account unless absolutely required. We will cover best practices and compliance with further detail in later videos. Please like and subscribe if you're interested in this kind of content. Within Active Directory Users and Computers, please click Users. Within the right side of your console, right-click on any empty space, click New, and then user. This account will be the administrator account, which we use for our regular tasks. You may name it whatever you'd like. Note that full name is displayed upon logging in. I don't wish to change the password at next login, so we'll uncheck that box. And be sure to enter a secure password, as this will have administrative privileges. Click Next and then Finish. And we need to give this account administrator privileges, so double click on the user account that we just created. Click the Member Of tab. Click Add. And in the white box for the object names, type domain space admins and then click Check Names. If done correctly, you will see domain admins is now underlined. Click OK, apply, and then OK again. Now let's log out, and we're going to log in using the account we just created. There's no need to restart yet, so don't do that. And now we'll log in with the account we just created. Now that we've logged in, be sure to run Windows Update, and congratulations on deploying a new Windows Server 2022 primary domain controller. And congratulations if this is your first ever domain. Thank you for watching, and that concludes today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hope you learned something.